All right, well, are we ready to talk about ice out?
We are. Lieutenant Rick Raymond is joining us. I'm going to bring him on. Give me 1 second here.
All right, we're talking about ice out. First of all, on Friday, ice out was declared at White Bear Lake. And you don't hear about ice out on White Bear Lake as much as you do about Lake Minnetonka, because Lake Minnetonka is the one that is sort of the bellwether for the sign of spring here. When we hear about the ice being out on Lake Minnetonka, you go, here we go. So we're going to talk to our friends from the Hennepin County Water Patrol. And were you out there then? Are you part of the team that has to go out and say, okay, we can declare it now?
Yep. I went out Friday, and it wasn't ice out. So my partners were out Saturday when they declared it.
So, and explain how this works. That it doesn't mean that the ice is 100% clear from the lake. Does it? It just means that the lake is you can navigate it by boat fully, that all the channels are open? I mean, what are the parameters here?
Yeah, so we partner with the Freshwater Society, and we kind of group together. And the main thing is that we can navigate all the bays in Lake Minnetonka safely. So it doesn't mean the ice is out 100%, but it means that you're able to go into each bay throughout Lake Minnetonka safely.
I was just looking at the dates here on the freshwater.org website, and this seems to be a little bit earlier than at least the average. It's not abnormal, but it's earlier from kind of what the median date is, isn't it?
Yeah, the average date they say is about April 14th. A couple years ago, we had it on April 19th, but the last 2 years it's been in March.
Wow. And so what is, again, it's sort of like, when you see your first robin. I mean, that's kind of what it feels like is when you declare ice out. I mean, beyond sort of the mental health part of it, what is the significance to you to declare that?
Yeah, well, around here in Lake Minnetonka, it's definitely the kickoff to summer, even though it's not 70, 80 degrees out yet. But everyone waits for this, and everyone, we've seen the kayakers, the fishermen, the barges are starting to get out there. People are putting in their docks, and people are eager to get on their boats and have a great summer.
But with that, there's obviously got to be some caution too, because as you say, ice out doesn't mean there's no ice out there. And what are the risks? And certainly anybody that boats, and certainly anyone that has a boat on Minnetonka knows this. But I mean, what is the precautions you got to take?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, the water is still very cold. When I was out Friday, it was about 38 degrees still. So everyone needs to know this isn't like swimming time. Hypothermia can set in very quickly at that temperature, obviously. So we want everyone to be safe. We don't want people to go out swimming in the lake for any reason. It's more of an ice bath still right now. I know a lot of people do that in the winter. And it was 38 degrees on Friday when we were out there. So it's very cold. You're still going to need a jacket if you go out on a boat this time of year.
It is cold. I mean, I have a boat, and I know, and we usually go over to the St. Croix River because I live in that side of town. But in June, you get in the water, and it is still, even in June, can be a kind of a wake up when you get in there.
Yes. Well, for sure. Us Minnesotans, we get used to the cold weather and the cold water, but right now it's still very cold. It's still March, believe it or not.
Well, what was that like for you out on the boat on Friday?
Well, I'm used to it, but
Well, Friday was a nice day too. I mean,
yeah.
It was a beautiful day to be out, but still.
Yeah, it was sunny, but the water temperature is still very cold.
Which boat, and by the way, I've been on a couple of your boats. Including, I think, one of the airboats that goes over the ice. And I think we might have had that out in the water. Which one would you guys take out for this?
This one we used what's called our Thunderjet. I don't know if you've been on that one or not, but it's about 3/4 covered. So everything's covered front and sides except the back. So you stay warm and out of the wind.
Well, that's good because of any of that 38-degree water splashing, you don't want to be anywhere near that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, how often, last question, is part of the Water Patrol, and I've been out there, people might wonder, how often do you guys get out on the water?
Are you talking personally?
Personally,
or for work?
you, yeah. I mean, well, you personally and for work. Is this something where you find yourself? Is this, daily, a few times a week? I mean, how does that, how much time do you get to enjoy being out on the water yourself?
Yeah, well, for work, we're out there every day. That's our job. So once the ice is clear, it just depends. This time of year, we're not out there the whole shift. But once summer is going, the deputies, they're out there all shift, all long, all the whole shift, 10 hours.
Yeah.
Me personally, I have a boat, so I'm out there all the time enjoying the water as well. I love boating. I can boat every day at work and on my off days. So
Wow, you'd think you'd be tired of it by the
mine.
time your off days rolled around, but no, that's how addictive boating is. It's just a great, relaxing place to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it, and the insight into declaring the ice out, which again is more of a emotional thing to to hear about that. All right.
Yep.
Appreciate it.